What's up, fisher people? We're gonna do a little bottom bouncing tutorial today. So if you come fishing here with us at Lake Sakakawea in the summer, you're gonna be doing a lot of this. And I think I found the right spot to do it, as evidenced by this screenshot of my graph. Probably have some success jigging them too, but this is what I wanted to do today. So here we go. First things first, you have to wear a lucky sweatshirt. Preferably one that's about 25 years old and still looks as amazing as it did the day you bought it. That's probably the most important key. There's a hit, taking it down. I gotta wait till he's really on there. He's kind of tentative. But you gotta let out the line. You got the trigger here. Regulate the spool a little bit with your thumb so you don't get a backlash. Let out line pretty freely until boom, stops. You got slack line. I don't know how much you can see of that, but if you reach it back, bounce it on the ground, you feel it bounce. But you don't need to constantly bounce. You don't want to snag. That's not good either. This might be one of the more massive trees I've ever caught. Just know that you're close to the bottom. The fish will come up to it a foot or two, maybe 3 and 4. So you don't want to drag on the bottom. You don't want to snag. You just want to know you're down there. Give it a touch every once in a while just to make sure you know. Constantly be looking at the depth. If you get a little deeper, you let out a little more line. If you get a little shallower, you pull some up. You just want to be able to touch bottom every once in a while when you feel it. Pull it. Oh, he's just hanging there. 30 feet of water, almost 8 o'clock in the morning. Play a little tug of war with him and see if he pulls back. If your arm gets tired, you can leave the rod in the rod holder. Wait for a bite and address the fish at that point in time. Oftentimes they'll hook themselves while it's in the rod holder because we're trolling forward and they're pulling backwards. Or you can grab the rod out of the rod holder, set the hook the old-fashioned way and take care of it then. He's still just hanging there. It's one of the longest periods of time I've ever drug a walleye for. As you're hooking this night crawler, you want the front end, the front hook of the harness, double hook harness. Second hook around the middle, a little bit of tail hanging off. Pinch the end so you get a little scent trail. Roll that away. And you're fishing. Is he gonna go? Yeah. I don't think he's huge, but we got a fish to start the day. Just like that. A nice 15-inch feeder class walleye. He had it the whole time. Should have set the hook earlier. But he was just hanging there. What do? You don't want to go too early. A lot of times they'll have the tail in their mouth and that's it. You set the hook and you reel up half a night crawler. That's no good either. This guy had it right away and just didn't do a lot of moving. Fish number 1. This could be a really nice walleye, folks. Look at that thing, dog. That's heavy. That is heavy. This could take a while. Could be a really nice example of a bottom bouncer, night crawler, Lake Sakakawea stud. This is so heavy. This is such a heavy fish, y'all. This fish is not moving. We gained a little bit of ground on it. And you know what? It's a freaking catfish. It's a freaking heavy catfish. Oh, God. So bottom bouncers can catch more than just walleyes. Super heavy catfish. Got one on the other line. Also, another way to do this is the old slow death rig. Just that little button little crawler on the old slow death hook. And you get that thing to spiral in the water. That can be effective too. Also requires fewer hooks than the full harness. So you got that going for you. Let's hope to get one on this rod now. Ooh. This fish feels a little bigger. Solid. Solid on. Long rod. Classic summer walleye pattern. Out on the tips of the points today. This walleye's not as big as I thought it was. He was just side hooked partially. But boy, they are stacked down there on this point. Kind of fun. Kind of fun. GoPro, stop recording. So bottom bouncer trolling is a version of trolling, which essentially means we're going to have the boat moving, doing the work for us. We just put the lines in the water and let the boat drag everything along. If you're going to be dragging, you need a way to get down to the bottom, hence the bottom bouncer right here. Typical rule of thumb, for every 10 feet of water you're fishing, you use about an ounce of a bottom bouncer. So if you're 20 feet, you want to use about a 2-ounce bottom bouncer. And then you're going to have a leader, which is the night crawler harness. That is a single hook. That is not what you want to use here. This one, also a single hook. There's those are a lot of single hooks. Perhaps down here I have some double hooks. Who knows? So these obviously are pre-tied, or you can tie them while you're fishing if you like. It just takes a little more time away from fishing. Excuse me. So here you have your 2 hooks. You got your beads to separate the spinner, and then the clevis where the spinner clips into. You would put the leader on the snap swivel of the bottom bouncer, like so. Then you pick your favorite color of spinner blade, which today I think I am going with orange. Which colors are best? I don't know. Depends on the day, depends on the time, depends on the fish's mood. Oftentimes, it's a process of elimination, and other times it doesn't even matter. So you clip the spinner in the clevis. Try not to get too much of a tangle. And even bait up your hook and you drop down your line. But typically, I like to run these with bait caster rods. Not because I'm going to cast them, even though they're called bait casters. Just because in order to let the line out, on the spool to regulate it and let out your line so you don't hit the bottom. With the spinning rod, open face, it's a little harder to regulate that flow. So as we're changing in depth, it's nice just to kind of let out a little more line or just crank up a little line and get back where you need to be. Typically you want to use like a medium to medium, yeah, probably medium type rod so that you got a little bit of give and a little bit of feel. You don't want it too stiff so you're ripping hooks, especially if you're using braided line like I am. And you don't want it too super light because you want to be able to get a good hook set and fish as well. That's the technical aspects of bottom bouncer fishing. We'll take care of that for you if you come out fishing with us. But in case you want to do it on your own, now you know. So I just hooked up on a fish. I'm also talking to my girlfriend on FaceTime. It appears that it's a pike. Not what I'm looking for. But still an interesting moment for shooting a bottom bouncer tutorial video. Say hi to the fans, Sarah.
Hi!
There you go. Fish caught on a bottom bouncer. Sorry, Sarah, I dropped you. So the one unfortunate thing about this video is that I didn't find a lot of big quality fish while I was filming this little thing. What I did find though was tons and tons of pods of eater fish. So it gave me an opportunity to kind of show where bottom bouncing kind of fits into the big picture of, you know, finding fish on a hole. So bottom bouncing itself can be a very effective method of catching a lot of fish, but it can also be a great search tool because you can still cover some water as you're moving with live bait. And then if you happen to find these massive pods of fish, which I did in this video, you can simply sit right on top of them with jigs and just hammer them over and over and over again like this. This just gets too fun.
What's the banana myth?
Sarah just asked me what the banana myth is. And that is that bananas are the most bad luck thing you can have on a boat. I think it's a bunch of BS. Myth busted. That is a walleye. Yep. Thanks for watching another fishing video. If you liked it, click the button to say so, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. And if you want to go fishing with us, check us out at bloemendaalfishing.com. And if you didn't like the video, I'm sorry. I'll try harder next time.